Hi guys, welcome back to TaylorMade Scale Modeling. This is a little update to my channel as I've been, say, out of the loop for a couple of days, starting with last Thursday in preparation for the Euro Model Expo in Haydn, which was a great show, and you will get to see a slideshow movie combination for that one sometime later, probably after the oncoming weekend. I just wanted to say hello to everybody and say sorry that I haven't been participating as much, but spring has been in full swing this whole week, and there are too many things to be done around the house and the garden to be able to model. Frankly speaking, the last time I've been putting glue to any piece of plastic, it's been a week, and so there is no real progress. It's just a short look. See, this is the Sonderkraftfahrzeug Nummer 7. It's been developing just a little bit, and of course the fit issues that transpired in the first part of the build are now beginning to have effect on the sub-assemblies being set into here. For example, the motor does not, or the engine does not really fit into the frame as it should, and I will have to be replacing parts again. But that's a totally different story. So I hear that there have been a few things going around in the community about how the development of the community is, and ever since it is getting bigger and bigger, we're all facing the problems that we lose sight and touch of each other. Probably about half a year ago, you could compare our community to a bar or a pub where everybody meets daily in the evening hours for 1 or 2 hours to exchange opinion and exchange points of views and things like that. And within this last half year, the community has developed from a pub full of people into a congress center full of people. And of course, with the territory comes the problem that you cannot keep in touch frequently with 400 or more people, or let alone 1,500 people for Cone. And of course, it creates problems. I don't know if this is really something that needs to be addressed that much. I mean, it goes without saying. In my life, I have been changing house 11 times. I'd reckon that in my lifetime I had about 350 to 400 people that I really got to know in real life, and these were people I still today consider my friends, but it's quite impossible to keep in touch with all of them on a frequent basis. It's just like that. We don't have to like it, but it's just like that. And if you let yourself stress out on the fact that you cannot keep in touch with 400 people frequently, well, it's not possible. You can't let that happen to your life, because it's going to take away all of your fun, because this life is about your life and not about the others. Whenever these paths intersect, that's when we spend some time together, and then we depart. And that's a natural thing, and we don't have to be sorry about it or worry about it, and we don't have to be miffed that somebody disappears from the scene for a while. Of course, it's a sad thing that we can't do it, but we can't. We just simply can't. So, relax, let life take its course, and, see the bright side of it. I mean, if I switch into, I've been building a lot of armor because of the armor guys. I've been hanging out with the armor guys here on the YouTube so much. Well, of course, I'm building armor. I will be building a car, first time. I will be switching into the car building community for that. This means you will probably see my postings. If you're subscribed to my channel, you will see my postings, but you won't watch them because it's not your field of interest. Maybe I can get you hooked on on one or the other sit-in or a back-in-time feature or a show report, but generally I don't expect to have those guys who are strictly armor modelers stick around when I build a car. I don't. And please don't expect me to hang around on everything you do. I very much appreciate that you are participating in my channel, and it's a great thing, but there are limitations to life. Norm said it, such is life. You don't have to like it, but you have to actually deal with it. Right, now to greener pastures. The show in Haydn was really, really good, and as I said before, you will see a slideshow/movie thing, which I hope will give you an impression of what's been going on here in this very remote part of the German Republic. And of course now the most important thing, the loot. In these shows there are a lot of professional traders, but many of the guys who come there with their clubs do unload their stashes on these shows too. And of course these are, some part are started models, some are just lost interest models, or selling this for somebody else who wants to make space on the shelf and things like that. So things do come a little cheaper as usual, which in consequence makes the kits pretty cheap. And so I buy more than I should. I usually do. Well, some of these are really, really cheap, and so probably I will be selling them on eBay sometime later, but for now I really want to keep them. And there's some material I bought. For starters, let's start with this Vallejo Surface Primer Tank Gray. Then there's been a number of Mr. Color, Mr. Hobby paints for some projects. I bought a set of very decent Leon Hardy paint brushes. This is the let's say the economic outlet of Winsor Newton, and these have been recommended to me by a paint artist in figurines, and that will hopefully enable me to do a little bit better work on the figures, because I feel that I've been lacking the skills to really fill my dioramas with equally good builds of the vehicles or planes or ships, but I've been lacking in the art of painting figures, and so it's every diorama I build is a little bit unbalanced, and I want to remedy that by doing some practice painting on figures, starting with good brushes. Now more paint colors. That's the Ammo MiG modern Russian colors for tanks. The set contains, let me have a look. It contains 6 colors, 6 paints for brush and airbrush. So probably these will have to be thinned down, and of course the thinner to go along with it I do have here on my material shelf. Then here's another German World War II tank set paints, Life Color. I love Life Color. I don't know if you have tried them. I love them completely and utterly. These are, in my opinion, both for brush painting and for airbrush painting, these are just excellent. These are totally what I like in acrylic paints. Okay, now is this very beautiful artillery officer, British one. It's gonna go along with one of my guns just as a simple bystander, but this is a very, very nice figure, and it was dirt cheap, really. Then more German artillery crew by Mini Art. Beautiful figures. If you haven't tried Mini Art figures, these are just great. And German tank crew at work. That's, you know, another very good one. And what I really like about the Mini Art figures is the poses are just very, very good. There's a lot of action going on. Like, you know, if you see the guys here with the cleaning rod, you know, this is gonna make for a very, very nice presentation. I haven't checked what kind of uniforms these are wearing, but I guess it's gonna go okay. I have the British tank riders, Northwest Europe, as it says. Frankly speaking, I have no vehicle to put them to, but I bought them anyway because they were so cheap. Here is a master box. Off to the front, vehicle riders, all 35th scale, and these are very nice too. Which brings me to the next thing I bought. You know about the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 7 early production I bought for the North Africa group build. There goes a big thank you to Hamilcar Barkas for making a quick review of the Dragon kit for the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 7, and I guess that it is true. The Dragon kit will be far more easy to assemble because there's a one-piece frame and everything is nice and square, as opposed to the Trumpeter kit where you have to buy the frame yourself and you inevitably end up adding tenths of millimeters in one point, going into a distortion of a couple of millimeters on the other side of the vehicle. And that is true because there is a lack of positive fit in the kit all over. So I got myself a Dragon Smart kit of the initial production of this. I have a number of guns that can be towed with this one, and so this is the appropriate tractor for a couple of other projects which will be seen on this channel in the distant future. Can't put it any other way. Okay, then something quite unusual actually. 35th scale Loach, MD 500 Defender, Israeli Defense Force. Very nice, I think. Never tried a helicopter other than the Chinook I built in 144 scale, but I have seen a number of nice, very, very nice Loaches and in the Haydn show, and I picked this one up for the equivalent of about $15 US, and it's brand new. Everything is sealed in the box. Can you say no to that? I can't. Alright, here, 144 scale DHC 4A Caribou, United Nations color scheme. It's an A model kit, 144 scale. It's limited run, so this is a little rough around the edges, but it's actually, you know, everything is in this one pack. It's a resin-like plastic here. Need to be very selective about the glue you're using, and the clear parts are for most models are a little bit disappointing, but in this small scale you're not seeing anything of the inside either. It's a very nice thing that these have a little photo etch set and a very, very nice decal sheet. Say, other than the um, United Nations. I will be building there's markings for the Australia too, and that is probably quite interesting as well, and it lends to the idea actually combining or using this one, this decal sheet for another caribou in the future. Um, at 17 euros, this is pretty expensive. This is actually not an under the table kit. This I bought from a trader. So this was at 17 euro, the most expensive purchase I did. Then there's this little thing here, T-34C turbo mentor with rocket armament. I think the marking options for this one are just for the Argentinian armed forces. But I don't know. I haven't taken a look inside. This is as well a limited run kit with a lot of resin parts and photo etch parts, and this is actually pretty small, but it's going to be fun. This is 48 scale. This is really something very extraordinary. You won't see that around a lot, so I bought this one. But at 15 euro, it didn't kill me either. And finally, and you can see I bought entirely too much. This is the Yak 38, sorry. And I will build this at as a maritime aeroplane, as shown here. You know, sitting on a Baltic scheme green deck with white markings, and this is going to be this really ugly blue and green scheme. It could take your eye out. All right, but that's about it. Now, this is taken again entirely too long. So thank you very much for checking in. Keep your eyes peeled for the European Model Expo slideshow/video coming up within the next few days. And well, have a nice day and take care. Don't burn yourself out on the hobby. There's no sense in that. Cheers.